Hello, everybody. This is Granny. Today, I'd like to introduce myself to some of my new subscribers and perhaps answer a few questions many of you older ones may have. So here goes. Nearly 40 years ago, my husband and I, along with our 3 young children, planned a vacation to the West Coast. Little did we know that that vacation would change all our lives forever. On a warm day in spring, we left Indianapolis, Indiana, and started driving roughly following Interstate 40 until we reached San Diego. At that time, we headed north and drove along the Pacific coast on our way to Vancouver, British Columbia. Along the way, we saw many beautiful places, but when we finally reached the Pacific Northwest, we paused and looked around long enough to fall in love. So much so that when we returned home, we researched until we found new employment, put our house up for sale, packed everything, and moved west. Fast forward to the present, I have a different husband, but I still live in this place that I love. Then several years ago, I discovered the wonder that is YouTube while my husband and I were living full time in a motorhome. YouTube is well known to full time RVers as an invaluable resource. During the last year we were to spend in our fifth wheel, I started my own YouTube channel, going by the name of RV Granny. 1 year later, we were faced with major medical issues that made living in the RV less possible, and we had to give up the RV life. I changed my channel name from RV Granny to Pacific Northwest Granny, and although I still feel a kinship to the RV community here on YouTube, I no longer live in one. For now, we live in a rented house until we can find a more permanent place to call home. We still enjoy traveling around this wonderful state and sharing its beauty and history with my YouTube friends. Today, we drove to a town on the peninsula to look at a property I saw online. I've inserted a map here to give you an idea of what I mean when I'm talking about the peninsula. The peninsula in this case is a large section of the state separated from the rest by the Puget Sound. Uh, because of the geography of our state, driving from one place to another is often dictated by mountains or large bodies of water. Since we live in Tacoma, Washington, we cross the Sound on the Tacoma-Narrows Bridge. Otherwise, we would need to go by ferry. Our other choice would be to drive around the Sound through our state's capital, Olympia, which we're going to do on our way back. The population on the peninsula is less dense than it is on the east side of the Sound. Presently, about 60% of our state's population is concentrated between Puget Sound and the Cascade Mountain Range, with Seattle and Tacoma carrying the bulk of this load. You might be asking why I love it here so much, but after 40 years, this is my home, and I'd love someday if you came to visit. Maybe you'll end up staying just like I did. In the meantime, let me show you around. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.